Okay, can I ask you how many of you are new in the program? How many of you started this autumn 19? Okay, so more than half, approximately. Because we have many new students, I asked Katrine if she could give sort of a small introduction to ClimateKIC, the concept, just very briefly.
Yes.
If you have any specific questions, please come to me, Annette, Katrine, and the two other new ClimateKIC people who are here after this. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. So if you were at the introduction I did, at least at DTU, some of you may have heard this as well. But first of all, welcome to the label program. It's really cool that you all are here today, and I will just present briefly what ClimateKIC is about, what our mission is. Christine already touched upon it, about this from going to 2020 to 2050. And what ClimateKIC really has realized the last years is that we have, we have 12 years left, and that's actually old data. We have 10 years left. It's 2030 that we need to start turning the wheels. And that made ClimateKIC change their entire strategy, going from a big organization that have a lot of small projects everywhere to really think in systems, system innovation. And I think the whole talk we had today really thinks a lot about what you get you to think about. It's all one big system. We can't just make a little small solution over here and then everything will be all right. We really need to think in a bigger system. And that is really now ClimateKIC's new belief, that we need this strategic innovation. And to do that, and you just saw this, but the vision is to have a net zero carbon economy by 2050. And the mission for ClimateKIC is to catalyze systemic change across all kind of sectors, projects, programs, people, connect all of these. And the promise is very ambitious, but the promise is transformation in time. And that's also where you come in, because ClimateKIC, we are 300 people, we can't do this alone. We need to involve a lot of people. And that is really ClimateKIC's core. That is that we run, or we put together people in different settings so we can do this transformation together in a systemic way. And ClimateKIC operates in a lot of countries, not just Denmark. This is actually all the countries in Europe that we are sitting in or having projects in, and so on. And some projects also go beyond Europe. And we do all of these projects, and a project that is kind of like the label program, that's one project we have. We have a lot of these kind of programs. We do them with partners. So DTU and KU are some of our partners and are helping us running the label program. We also do a lot of other things with a lot of other partners, just to say that there's a lot of people involved in doing this systemic change. So how do we do this systemic change? And we do it by connecting all of these projects with each other, so we get more of the win-win-win situations. So instead of just running one of these small projects, which is a blue or green dot, we now connect them and say, cool, we have a lot of people here in the label program. How can they help on some of the other programs that we start doing, and so on? That's the general thought. And we do this by something called a portfolio process or approach, where we, every 3 months, we actually sit down, a lot of the ClimateKIC people, and try to evaluate all projects together and next to each other, and so on. And this is a program we use to do that. And a good question that came up today is really, will there be enough leaders? Because that is why we're here. That is what the label program is for. It's for educating leaders of tomorrow. So we can actually make a real change. So yeah, ClimateKIC's invitation by being in this program is really to step up together, all of us. And we do that by the Master Label Program, which you all have heard about now. And I think most of you now get that there is 5 elements that you need to go through. First of all, there's the journey, which Christine will talk more about in a minute. Then you have the complementary courses. So if you study something with innovation, you need to take 12 credits within sustainability, climate, something like that. You study something with climate or sustainability or anything like this, you need to take it within innovation. And that's to actually broaden your knowledge on different perspectives that we have implemented this. Then you need to be at 5 of these sparks. You've just been to 1 at least, so that's good. You're already on your way there. Then there's mobility. You need to both work in a company and go outside of Denmark. And it's a bit more complicated, but you can all read more about it in the handbook that I've sent you in the newsletter. I hope all of you got that. Otherwise, go home, download it, because it is where all the information is. I don't think there's anything that is not in the handbook, so read that. You're not alone in this program, so now you're KU and DTU together. In the Nordics, we also have Aalto University, but we actually also have a lot of other universities in the rest of Europe, and a lot of them you will actually meet when you go on the journey this summer or next summer, whenever you go. I'm not going to go more into the labor program than that, and you're welcome to ask me questions tonight if you have any on how it fits into your study plan and so on. What I do want to encourage you to is both, if you haven't already done it, go into the Talent Garden on LinkedIn, which is a group we've made on LinkedIn where you can join, and both you can post job applications if you see any on LinkedIn, and a lot of other people. I think there's more than 500 people now in that group posting climate-related jobs. That's just a cool thing. And then we have a Facebook group for the Nordic students, and please also go in there and join. That's where the Sparks will be posted and other events, also where you can talk together across all of the programs you come from. Yes. Everyone with so far? Yeah, good. So, next thing is, you will actually not be seeing me anymore. This is I only have 2 days left in Climate KIC. Instead, we will move to this new team of really cool Climate KIC people. They have all been working at the label program before, but in different countries. So we're shifting from there always being someone local in Denmark that works with the label program to actually having one dedicated team that only spends time on this program, and I think that's going to be really, really good. So one thing that means is my email will no longer be working after Thursday, so last chance to ask me anything tonight. I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot by saying that, but we'll see. This Master School email is the new one if you really need to contact Climate KIC. However, your first point of contact will always be either Annette or Christine, depending on if you're from KU or DTU. So try to ask them first. By now they know quite a lot about the label program and will send you on if they can't answer. So first contact, second contact, no contact. Then we also have new people in the Nordics, because education as an entire program in the Nordics doesn't just involve the label program, but a lot of other activities. So there will still be people in the Nordics that you will see, and both here, Leah and Mikkel, and maybe you just want to quickly say a bit about what you're going to be working on in Climate KIC, because you will see both of them again.
Yeah, my name is Leah, and even though Catherine just told you that you cannot contact any local person in the Climate KIC anymore, that's not entirely true. I will be the local person from Climate KIC managing some parts of these labeled programs activities, and I have a mission to get you guys more into play, both maybe socially, but also I think you have a lot of good ideas and I want to bring them forward. So if you have any ideas on cool things that could be done at Sparks, or you want to show some of the other Spark, or other label people some of the things you've done, or anything, just write me. I would really like to use your ideas to develop this. Yeah.
And I'll be Lea's sidekick on this, so hopefully supporting as well on creating this community of practice or developing it more. But both Lea and I are actually working in what we call the Learning and Innovation team in Climate KIC in Copenhagen. So what I'll be spending a lot of my time on is some of these deep demonstrations that Climate KIC are moving more and more into, that's part of this new strategy, which you can read more about on the homepage as well.
Yeah, thank you. So, okay, so to sum up, I can no longer be contacted. These two are contacted by for the label program questions. So if you have anything about the program itself, if they cannot answer, it's these guys and this email. If you have ideas or anything like that, but not about what you're going to do with your studies and the label program, Lea. Okay, it's good. And otherwise, I just want to say thank you, and also thank you for the last year where I've been working with you, and yeah, it's been really nice and a lot of fun. And you will see me at Sparks because I'm also a label student, so don't worry. Thank you.
Just 2 seconds. Okay. There was a lot of, especially the new students who have contacted me and asked me, what about the journey? Where should we post in and what should we do? A lot of you saw this Facebook post on the Nordic Facebook page. This post is for the non-Climate KIC students. Okay, so it's not for you. The local team said they will contact you end of this week. I'm not in charge of that. I hope they will do it Friday. But here's the plan for the journeys, the 4-week summer school that you can go to this summer. So there's a plan for, the thing is you go to 3 destinations. The June are starting in Madrid, Bologna, Lisbon, Cyprus and Dublin. And in August we will be here starting, for example, in Copenhagen with me. You apply and you can choose if you want to go for the first or the second row, June or August. But there's a coordination team who decides where you go. But you will all have that information later this week, I hope. Yeah. So I actually think that being part of the journey is also, I know that many of the students say this is the most fun part of being a Climate KIC student. And I also think that working with the journey is the most fun thing about having this job. So for example, this is the journey team we had in Copenhagen this summer. It was students for all over Europe, many international students. We had a really, really nice team. And I had them here for the first week. The first week is like where you get a lot of learning and get to know each other. But a big part of being a part of these groups are also to make a social community. So there's a lot of like social events. For example, we are trying to, all of us standing on this board in the harbor of Copenhagen, and stuff like that is really fun, and you will meet that when you go to the journey. And we also, of course, had a lot of like cozy, nice night in Copenhagen. And the students were here for 10 days, and then I put them on a train, and they went to Zurich to my colleague, Carol, who I worked with for like 10 years now, so I know her quite well. And then I left for holiday, summer holiday, and I was really happy about all this. And then when I came back, I called Carol and said, hey Carol, how was your stuff? And the journey team was so good, and we had so much fun. And she said, oh Christine, they were drinking all the time, partying in Zurich. I didn't know where they were or what they were doing. It was a nightmare. And I was like, come on. And I tell this story just for you to know that it's really, really fun to be on the journey. It's And it's fun for us as well. It's fun for the Climate Kick people. It's fun for everyone. But will you promise me that there's a aim, there's someone, and there's also someone who is paying for you to do this? We apply for funding for the European Union, so it's your grandmom's tax money who's used on this, you know? And we say this is our top graduates from the best universities in Europe that get this course. And what you are going to do is that you are going to develop some kind of system-changing initiative that somehow help mitigating climate change. And this is your task. But I have just one thing I want to ask you too. You need to take ownership for your own learning in this process. This is yourself who choose to do this. And it's a process that you come into, but it's you who are responsible for that this will happen, okay? It's not to be grumpy or anything, it's just like, I know that there will be other people saying, yeah, okay. Yeah, but if you have any more questions about the journey, come to me, or the Master Label program, come to the other guys here. We ordered some food, and there's a food truck in front of the building here, and we can bring it in, sitting here, go and talk and sneak, and okay. So, thank you. Yeah, you had a question?
Are the transport modes already known for the destination?
Between them, or?
Yeah, is it like flying or by train or like what?
Yeah, so you see the team that we have here in Copenhagen are going to, So this is a difficult travel, right?
So are they already known, or will it be an update?
No, it's us who arrange how we travel.
Okay, but I mean, will we hear at some point if we can fly or?
The thing is that, but you have to come to the first destination by your own.
Yeah.
And then when you are in the group, everything is planned for you. You don't have to think about it.
So we hear during the journey, we hear how we.
During the journey, everything is planned for you.
So then we'll hear if we'll go by train or by.
Some destinations are trains, some are flights, some are buses. I don't know. Yeah.
Last year they tried as much as they could,
Okay.
but there were a few instances where people had to take flight.
Yeah.
But they tried to keep it down.
But the thing is, as I understand, if you're from studying here, you're not going to start in Copenhagen.
No, you will start at another university or town. Yeah.
We will choose where to start and which competition to do, or it will be assigned by you?
It will be assigned. I think you can choose to go in June or in August.
Yeah, that you can choose to go either in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did the online application, is it correct? Yeah, through the...
Oh, no, like you did that application? The one that is in the Facebook post?
Yeah, just with the website.
So that's the application for non-label students.
Okay.
So you will have another application round soon, which requires just you putting in your name. Because you already have a spot.
You all guaranteed a spot.
Yeah.
So the Facebook, all the thing, if you see anything on the net or the web page, it's not for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you take up 2/3 of the spaces, and the rest of the seats can be applied for other students.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the name.
Write to there is an email.
Yeah.
Just a question about the cities. Let's say I've done my bachelor in one of these cities. Is it possible to go to the same university again, or will you take this into account?
Actually, I don't know.
I don't think they put that in.
Oh,
So the only thing you put into the
Yeah.
application is your name
Yeah.
and what university you're studying on now, and what your motivation is, basically.
Maybe I'll extend somehow the explanation.
Any more questions?
Something related to that. It's not possible to tell them that to put you in one of the starting cities, isn't it? Because there's no way to tell them.
No. But I think could anyone just come to me in the break while we are having the food, and we can just stand and talk about it? So, yeah? Okay. We'll take the questions later. Okay, come to me afterwards. But there's a drink and some food, and I actually thought it's a bit cold out there, so I think we should come in here instead. It's nice and warm in here.